In the sun-dappled kelp forests of the Meridian Trench, Elara, the youngest daughter of Queen Thalassa, was considered a dreamer. Her 5 elder sisters shimmered with practical talents. Anemone was a strategist, Coral a healer, Nautilus a warrior. Elara, however, was a collector. While others saw the seabed as a kingdom to manage, she saw it as a trove of infinite tiny stories. Her long, iridescent silver hair, the color of moonlit foam, floated around a face dusted with pearlescent scales that shifted from lavender to seafoam green along her high cheekbones. Her eyes, large and luminous, were the deep violet of twilight in deep water. Her tail, powerful and graceful, was a masterpiece of cerulean and silver, each scale edged in a filigree of platinum. Her mother, Queen Thalassa, was the heart of the trench. Her presence was a calming, resonant pressure, like the deep ocean's hum. Her hair was a cascade of living seagrass, woven through with strands of abalone shell and tiny bioluminescent pearls. Her tail, majestic and strong, was the deep, mysterious green of the ocean's greatest depths, shot through with veins of gold that pulsed with a gentle inner light. Thalassa's wisdom was ancient, her love vast, but lately a quiet melancholy clung to her. Elara noticed how her mother's gaze would linger on a particular lonely coral spire, where a family of angelfish no longer played, a silent monument to the passage of time and the slow, painful erosion of memory in their long-lived race. Elara's heart ached to give her mother something more permanent than a song, more lasting than a shell. Inspiration struck when a sunken merchant vessel, a casualty of a surface world storm centuries ago, yielded its secret, a barrel of hardened, amber-like substance and a watertight manual titled The Art of Epoxy Resin. The mere linguists deciphered it, and Elara's imagination ignited. She requested special materials from the ocean's alchemists, a clear, viscous resin derived from rare, deep-sea plant saps that could cure underwater, and a hardening agent made from powdered luminescent crystals. Her workshop was a secluded, hydrothermally warmed grotto. Here she began her labor of love. First, the vessel. She chose a giant fluted scallop shell, its interior a flawless mother-of-pearl canvas. She painstakingly lined its rim with minuscule, perfect black pearls, creating a stark, elegant frame. Then the casting. Elara poured the first layer of resin, a crystal-clear slurry that held the promise of preservation. Into this liquid glass she placed her curated memories. The seabed layer, fine, rose-gold sand from the Queen's favorite sunning ridge. A single spiraling trumpet shell Thalassa had given Elara when she was a fry, its pink mouth still perfect. A tiny fossilized seahorse, a relic of the Queen's own childhood grounds. The forest layer, a sliver of emerald kelp from the royal gardens pressed flat. A minuscule blue porcelain crab frozen mid-scuttle. A sprinkling of delicate, violet starfish no bigger than her fingernail. A single scale from each of Elara's sisters arranged like a constellation. Anemone's russet red, coral's healing pink, Nautilus's steely gray. The abyssal layer, fragments of bioluminescent comb jelly, their ghostly light captured forever. A shard of volcanic obsidian, sharp and dark, representing the challenges Thalassa had faced. A perfect white sand dollar etched with the royal crest. The heart layer, here, Elara worked with trembling hands. She placed a lock of her own silver hair, entwined with a single strand of her mother's seagrass hair. At the very center, suspended as if by magic, was the core of the gift, a miniature sculpture carved from whalebone of Thalassa herself, holding a tiny Elara as a baby merfry. It was crude in its detail but breathtaking in its emotion. She poured subsequent layers, each curing under the gentle heat of the thermal vents, each encapsulating a moment, a texture, a color. The final layer held suspended droplets of captured air, like tiny silver moons, and the finest dust of crushed luminescent crystal, so the whole piece would emit a soft blue-white glow in the dark. Finally, it was complete. The gift was not jewelry, nor a trinket, but a solid block of captured ocean memory, 3 handspans wide. It was a topographic map of their lives, a diorama of devotion. Light played within it, catching on the inclusions, making the sand dollar gleam and the tiny scale constellation shimmer. It felt cool and impossibly smooth to the touch, yet alive with captured depth. On the morning of the queen's birthday, the great hall thrummed with celebration. Gifts of weaponry, rare spices, and alliances were presented. Then Elara swam forward, holding her creation. A hush fell. "Mother," Elara's voice was a soft current. "They say our memories fade like tides on sand. I wanted to build you a tidepool that never ebbs." She placed the resin block into Thalassa's hands. The queen's eyes, the color of stormy sea, widened. She turned the weighty, luminous object, her fingers tracing the smooth surface over the trapped treasures within. She saw the sand from her solitary walks, the shell from her first gift to her youngest, the scales of all her daughters united. Her gaze found the tiny sculpture at the heart. Her breath caught, a stream of bubbles rising like a sigh. The great hall watched as a single luminous tear, heavier than seawater, slipped from Queen Thalassa's eye. It fell slowly, drifting down to land with a soft plink on the resin surface, where it rested like a final perfect addition to the artwork. "Elara," Thalassa whispered, her resonant voice thick with emotion. She pulled her daughter into an embrace, the resin gift held between them, glowing against their hearts. "You have not just given me a memory, you have given me a place. A kingdom of moments forever held in this gilded abyss. It is the most profound treasure I have ever received." That night and for every night after, the soft glow from the resin piece illuminated Queen Thalassa's chambers, a permanent, perfect depth. A daughter's love made tangible, shining in the heart of the endless, shifting sea.